I'm Alex Thomas, and this is Bars at Nexus Sound Studio. We're here today with Roselle Dell. How you doing?
Man, I'm cool, man. How you doing, man?
Good. Glad to have you on here.
Man, glad to be on here, man. Huge platform, man.
I appreciate it. So, tell us how long you've been doing music.
Really all my life. I could say, as far as, I guess, professionally, like going to a professional studio, probably about 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and you did music for a while, and then you got locked up for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Actually, right before, like when I caught my case, I was still in school. I was in college. So I always just rapped, you know, like as a hobby, just, you know, at home and at school and stuff like that. But when I caught my case, I was on house arrest. So I ain't have nothing to do. Like, I might as well just take this serious. And one of my good friends, he actually had a deal before, so he introduced me to a big engineer in our city and took me to a real studio. And from there, I fell in love with it. I stopped writing and recording at home, and anytime I got some money, I was going to the studio.
It's a different feeling when you're in a real studio, right?
Definitely, man. It like motivates you to even go harder for real. Like being in the environment, so.
Yeah. So, what was it that made you stop doing music for a while?
Well, the first one was when I got locked up. I got locked up for 3 years, and I came home, and I knew I didn't want to be back in the streets. So that's really what I was like, you know, I'm gonna take rap even more serious because I had already, you know, got a passion for it before I left.
Yeah.
So I came home and got a job, and any little extra money I could have, I was going to the studio. And it's hard when you're working and trying to fund a music career too.
Yeah.
And take care of a family, pay bills, all of that, especially, you know, coming home to nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I did what I could, but I ended up stopping again about 2019 because I didn't have the means to go as hard as I wanted to in music.
Right.
And anything I do, I feel like if I can't be 100% in, then, you know, I'm gonna just let it go.
Yeah, you want to do it right. If you can't, then, yeah.
Yeah, so I basically, you know, I got a family to take care of, so it was like.
That's got to come first.
Yeah, exactly. I can't spend all my check money at the studio.
Yeah, they ain't going to be happy about that.
Exactly. We ain't going to have nowhere to stay, so.
Yeah, that's most important.
Yeah, I had to get the money right, so I stopped.
Yeah. So, you know, what made you really start taking it serious now?
Really, I can say depression. Like, and it's crazy because, like, most times somebody hear about being depressed or stressed, you'll think like it's like financial, or, you know, something of that nature. And in the midst of me stopping doing the music, I ended up starting a business. And my business, both of them had took off. I started a bully business, American Bullies. I started my own kennel. And from there, I got pretty successful quick. Those shot up. So probably about 2 years into that, I started seeing some real money. And I took my money from that and invested in the concrete business, which is what my initial job was when I first came home. So I invested in both of them. And I don't know, like, I probably, financial-wise, I had like the best year of my life, but I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what was going on. I felt like, you know, I should be enjoying everything. Like, this is the most success I ever seen, so it just was real weird to me. And what I ended up finding out, it was just that growing up, you know, I was an athlete, so all I did was play sports and rap. You know, like, that was my day-to-day thing every day.
Yeah.
So doing the business thing, like from working and owning a company, that's all my life is. So it's that, and then raising, you know, my kids. So I guess it was just like a thing where I was just missing who I am.
Yeah.
And
I think once you have a passion for music, and you really, especially when you're really like in it and you're going to the studio and you're making songs, like without that, it's like a void. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's something you're always gonna have that passion for, and
Right.
you a calling for, and you know, you're not gonna feel right if you're not
yeah, that's
making
exactly
songs.
what it was.
You know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So when I got back, actually when I started here, when I made my biggest song to date, Drop 50, and actually that was the first one I made, you know, when I decided to get back after taking 5 years off. And after that, man, the reaction I got from it just made me like, oh yeah, this serious.
Yeah.
So it been on ever since, for real.
Nice. Coming back with Drop 50 after taking that time off, you know, what was that feeling like, you know, dropping that first song again, and what was the reaction from people after, you know, they hadn't heard from you in so long?
Right. The crazy part was, like, I don't, like, my music, I don't rap like other artists in my city. So a lot of the artists, they make similar type of music. They be like saying clicks and things like that. So I'm different, from my beat selection to my topics, even to the way I rap, my style. It's different. So when I was writing it, I really just did it for me. I didn't even think my city would even gravitate towards it. And I was nervous about doing it, nervous about releasing it for real. And, you know, like I was just so, I don't know, I could just say I was just so confident in what I did. I'm like, man, I'm about to just shut it down, and I dropped it. And yeah, it went crazy. Like, it changed my life for real.
Yeah.
It was life changing, man. People was, I mean, the first day it was hitting like 10K on Facebook. Like,
Nice.
It was crazy. So yeah, I mean,
Got a lot of love from that.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
what's up.
crazy for doing music all them years. I ain't never got a reaction like that. And that was my first song in 5 years, and it was
Nice.
crazy though.
Do you think the content change, you know, and you really just putting like something different out and what you were going through right then is what had the biggest impact, or, you know, what was it that was the difference in the reaction of that song compared to your previous releases?
I could say just me being myself. Like with Drop 50, it was cause you know, it's kind of, in my environment, it's kind of taboo. It's kind of frowned upon to work, which is crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
And even being, you know, rapping, like, you record people, I'm pretty sure you don't get too many people that come in here and rap about having a job. Everybody's a kingpin, everybody's a super gangster, a super tough guy. So I felt like, and to take that, even that kind of made me shy away from the music too, because I was talking about like my past too much. Like, I don't know, like, I just didn't feel, I thought I had to talk about, you know, all the crazy stuff I did in the streets in order for people to listen.
Right.
And it just, you know, it just wasn't sitting right with me mentally. So that was another thing too. So I guess I finally just got the confidence to be myself and talk about me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's dope.
So I know that hit a lot of people too, because, you know, I'm going against what everybody else rapping about. Everybody else is gangster, kingpins, and I'm talking about having more money than y'all from business.
Yeah.
And from selling dogs.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that, you know, that was a little shock value too.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just being 100% real, and people, you know, you can just feel that when somebody makes a song, whether, no matter what it's about, just like you can tell whether they're really living what they're talking about or not, you know, and that feeling alone is just something that's, I think makes people connect with it.
Yeah, definitely. I get that a lot. Like, even that is played a part in me getting back to music. Like, even when I stopped, I used to have people DMing me all the time, like, man, I know your business is going good, but we need you in the booth. Like, and like they always used to say they connect with my music like on a mental and soulful level. Like, I always tell me, like, man, when I hear you, like it touched me. It make me wanna, you know what I mean? It motivated me. And so when somebody tell me that, like, I'm just rapping about my problems, I don't think about how it might affect somebody else.
Right.
So for them to tell me that, like, man, you really helped me get through this, by them saying that helped me for real and motivate me.
It's the best part of music is like, you know, making it for yourself, but you don't realize how many other people can relate to it and go, you know, have a similar story or going through the same thing you are.
Definitely. That's, I mean, after that Drop 50, when I put it on streaming services, I was getting so many streams. Like, I didn't even know how to really, I knew how to upload my music, but I didn't even know nothing about the account.
Yeah.
So I was just used to paying to get my songs on there. And I ended up seeing like some numbers at the top, and I'm thinking this is what I owe. So I'm mad, like, how do I owe them almost $1,000? So I'm salty and find out like Drop 50 made that much.
Like, oh wait, you all owe me that? All right, shit.
So I'm thinking I gotta pay some money. And when I seen that, I'm just like, oh yeah, this for real.
Yeah, that's what's up. It's a dope feeling right there.
Yeah, man, crazy.
Making your first real money off music.
Exactly, especially putting all that money into it.
Yeah,
you know, I still ain't broke
investment.
even.
Yeah, it's an investment.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. For sure. I could have got $10 and I would have been happy. Like, they paying me to do something that I'm gonna do anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do it, you know, for myself. So I was gonna do it anyway. So yeah, it's definitely a dope feeling.
For sure. Yeah, that's dope. All right, so you get to pick your first bar here. You pick any one you want. They got questions on them. Read it off. Give us your best answer.
All right. What's something you've accidentally done that made you feel like a criminal, even if it wasn't illegal? That's a good one. My dogs. My first litter that I produced, I actually went broke on it. So I got American bullies, so they like, you know, small muscular dogs, so they're not able to give birth naturally, and you gotta pay to have a C-section.
Oh shit.
And my first litter was in the wintertime. The concrete was slow, so I wasn't working. I probably had like $2,500 to my name, and the C-section was almost $2,000. So it was like, what do I do? I did it. As crazy as it seemed, I did it. All the puppies came out healthy. So I struggled.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. So I struggled for about that next month, just to get them a little older to where I knew that they would make it. And I began taking deposits on the puppies, and I made over 20K in 2 weeks, and I was scared. I never made that much money that fast in my life. So that's a good bar.
It felt illegal, huh?
Yeah. It was crazy counting that money. Like, I definitely thought I did something wrong.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a good question.
That's dope. So, I wanted to ask you about the, recently you changed your name from Young Dell to Roselle Dell.
Yeah.
What was the motivation behind that?
Really my son. Like, my son, Well, the reason why I kept Young Dell is because on the streaming services, I didn't even know if you was allowed to change your name. So I actually been like stopped going by that in reality, but I just kept it as my artist name because I didn't know that you could change your name.
Right.
But I felt like Young Dell was my past for real. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I got back in it, I ain't really want to talk about that. Like, I'm a new man, I'm older, growth. And like I say, my son, he older, so can't keep calling myself Young Dell. My son about to be 17, 18, so I can't do that. And
right.
I just felt like, actually, somebody, it was gonna be the title of a song. And when I put the title up, ran it across somebody that supported my music, they was like, man, that's dope. And it just made so much sense. Roselle is actually the street that I grew up on.
Okay.
So, and me and my dad got the same name, so that's how you can, distinguish the two of us. Like, and it's a lot of deals. That's another thing. It's like, just on Apple Music, it was like 2 or 3 Young Dells. So they would give him my streams, or they would mix the two
mixed
up.
Yeah.
And I'm like when I got locked up and I came home, it was like 3 more Young Dells on Apple Music. So I wanted to change that too, because I got tired of that. It was a hassle.
Yeah, you need something unique, stand out.
Yeah.
I feel like you got it now.
That
and it's
Dell.
Something personal means something to you, and it's dope.
Yeah, facts. It's fitting. I mean, just saying that name, you know exactly who you talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that definitely, that name definitely mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked about your song content is a little bit different than most people's.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about where you're from and, the things that you went through, a little bit in the past but mostly now and what you're going through. So like, can you give us a little bit of like the inspiration behind that and, where you're from? And
the inspiration behind it is, it started like from my son. He had asked me a question about an artist before, and it just let me know that, like, dang, like these kids really take what some of these dudes say on this music seriously.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I just wanted to show him, like, you don't gotta be this way to achieve this. So a lot of people think you gotta, like I say, be a drug dealer or a certain type of tough guy to get certain status or get looked upon, look like you bigger than what you is by doing that, and you don't. Like so that's really like my message that I give off, that you can obtain certain cars, you can obtain a certain lifestyle. You can do all those things without without throwing your life away.
Right.
So a lot of the young guys from my neighborhood, they remember me from, when I was out there, and then to see me now. So it's showing them that you don't have to be that way. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to follow in a lot of the footsteps that we did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we was young. So I just wanted to be different. Like, I don't want to be the OG from my hood, like the OGs that I had. They gonna tell you to crash out. They gonna tell you to do stuff that's gonna get you locked up.
Yeah.
They gonna tell you all the wrong things. So I want to put a message out, to turn them into bosses as opposed to being crash dummies.
Right. You're inspiring them to do something better.
Yeah. So the only time like I bring up my past is to just like show them like both sides of the fence. Like, you can do this and this gonna be the consequence, or you can do this and this gonna be the result.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I do that a lot too.
Yeah, and I mean, you're talking about the things that you went through, and you came from where they're at, and that's what makes it more of an inspiration, I think, and achievable to people is,
right.
I was in the same place you are, and now look at me,
right.
I'm doing this legit. I'm making money. You know, 2 different businesses.
Right.
And, you know, want to talk to you a little more about that. You know, we touched on those, but what was like the real turning point of, you know, deciding to take breeding dogs as a business, you know, for starters?
The dogs, I just always been a dog man ever since
yeah.
a kid. So even when I was like 8, 9 years old, you know, I had 3, 4 dogs in my grandma's backyard and she didn't even know.
For real?
Yeah, so I always just had a love and passion for dogs. And I was actually, I was going through like a little stage again one winter. And I ended up getting a dog. And when I got the dog, it was like a cheap pit bull, but I ain't, you know, I'm just thinking of the color of the dog. So I got the dog, it was for cheap, and I grew a bond with it, and it died. So I ended up spending more on the medical bills than I did actually for the dog. Like when I got it, I'm getting it at shots and all of that.
Yeah.
And they had told me it was already sick before I got it because it was still a puppy. So anyway, I was like, well, if I'm gonna get a dog, you know, I'm gonna get a real dog as opposed to getting a cheap dog from around the corner.
Right.
So in the midst of me doing my research on American bullies, when I bought my first one, I saved the money up, took the little rat money I had and put that with it too, that I had accumulated over the span when I got out. I bought my first dog, and when I went to go pick it up, it's like, man, I paid $3K for it. So I'm like, dang, I'm about to get him 3,000. He got 9 more of them. So
right.
Like, yeah, so I'm just like, dang.
Doing the math on
yeah,
that,
I'm like, man. So I'm like, and like I said, I was already doing it, you know, when I was a kid. I already had dogs, and I was already a dog man. So I'm just like, you know, instead of buying something illegal or something to get me locked up, won't you invest in your passion? Because you like dogs anyway, so do it on a right level and then have dogs in your city that people can get. Because the dogs I got, they like designer dogs.
Yeah.
Like my highest selling puppy, I sold him for over 10K, actually 10.5.
Damn.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so people be thinking that you got to go to, I mean, which I did, because it's not really a big, at the time it wasn't a big American bully city. Akron wasn't. It's like known for cane corsos. But anyway, I got the high quality bullies right here in my city. So by me doing that, people who want to get them dogs, they can get them actually from our city as opposed to thinking you got to go all the way across the country or whatever. So
where'd you get your first one from?
My first one was from Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And how I bred that, I ended up breeding that to like one of the top dogs in the world. Bred her to him. And obviously from her being a good dog and him being that, I got that first litter and it sold out like that, and it was just on ever since, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And it's good. You know, I always heard about like when you do something that you love, it ain't really considered work.
Right.
So, you know, that's another thing, you know, with the bullies too. Like, I'm gonna do it anyway. So
yeah, it's a passion. You enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it don't really feel like work. So, yeah.
That's dope. And then so that led you into the concrete business.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
how did that start? How did you go from dogs to concrete? Did you do concrete before that, or?
Yeah, that's how I got the dogs. Cause that's my job. Yeah, gotcha. So I do concrete as a job. So, I really should have been did it because I was already, you know, the dogs opened my mind up even more because it was like, dang, I made more doing this than I made at work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just opened my mind, like, you obtain so much knowledge by working for them. Why wouldn't you start your own company? And so once I got the means to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, all right, let's go.
Just made sense.
Yeah. So instead of getting my money from the dogs and going to buy clothes or blowing the money on something stupid, I just chose to buy concrete equipment. And
smart.
Yeah.
And, you know, you are an inspiration to a lot of people, you know, doing it legit, taking the knowledge that you've built and taking your passions and building it into something great.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Now you're doing the same thing with your music.
Man, yeah,
and
it's crazy.
About to take that to the next level.
Definitely.
So you got another bar here. Take your pick.
If you had to wear a warning label, what would it say and why? Warning label. Caution. I would say caution, because a lot of people, they'll think because I work or because I'm not in the streets, they'll think, you know, I'm a pushover or something. So I would say caution, because, you know, this ain't, just leave me alone. We would just say it like that.
You keep it professional now, but you still came from where you came from. And yeah,
because it's hard, because like young dudes or people that don't know who you are, they're not aware. So they just go off of what they see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's even like that in the music. I mean, a lot of the music dudes, when I first got back started, I used to see little things like they'll say certain stuff, like, oh, I'll never get a job, or you ain't no street dude, or something like that. Like, they wouldn't say it like directly towards me, but I would feel like they would sneak dissing me.
Right.
So, you know, I have to put them in their place, you know, on the music side.
Yeah. And we've heard that in the music.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
so,
you gotta do that sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good.
Caution.
You know, yeah, facts.
Watch what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. So you have a lot of lines in your music about, you know, being underrated and, you know, not getting some of the respect you deserve from people in your city. You know, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think mainly it comes from our city is real like clicky click. You know what I'm saying? And I'm by myself, so you know I don't come up under nobody.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm my own man basically. So you know, like I'm cool with a lot of dudes, but I feel like if you put yourself in other people's movies or you hang with certain groups, our city tend to respect you more on the music level. And I think because I don't be with those people, or I don't make the same type of music they make, or I don't have the same topics or whatever, I feel like they definitely underrate me. And I just say that because, you know, like, I see some of the stuff like they say on the internet about, you know, artists in the city or who next and things like that. So I use it as like motivation. It ain't nothing that like make me mad, because it don't really bother me, but sometimes I just feel like I gotta remind them and show them. You know,
just gotta use it as motivation.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I take it. And then even like some of the platforms too, like I feel like they don't give me the respect that I deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like even this past year, I don't really pay attention to other people's, you know, business, but I don't think nobody put out more videos than me, more quality videos.
Yeah.
The lyrics, I mean, my whole album was me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No features.
Yeah, I have no features. I don't do music and put 40 people on it. Like, I really take, you know, time on my craft. You know what I'm saying? I take my craft serious. So, yeah, I definitely don't feel like I get the respect I deserve, but I'm gonna take it. So
Yeah.
it ain't really,
Right.
it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
So do you think you get a lot of support from your city, and do you think you get more support outside of the city than you do inside the city, you know?
It's tricky. I mean, I ain't even gonna say like the city. I could say probably like the artists in my city, maybe. Like they might be weird and iffy, but the people, like, even when I was, like, that's another thing, even when I came back rapping, like, even before I got back rapping, I was bigger than all them anyway. So it's just who I am as a person. So I feel like once I threw that in there, all the doors just opened up. Like, when I got back to rapping and they was rocking with it, it promoted my business. You know what I'm saying? And that was really my goal. Like, my first video, I had my Brooks Elite Concrete gear on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in promo stage.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Use it to promote the whole circle.
Yeah, that's actually what I did. I try to, like, it was the winter time, so I'm just like, how can I promote my Brooks Elite jacket? They doing mic drops. I'm gonna show them that I don't even rap, but I'm better than everybody on there, and I'm gonna show my jacket off. And that's how I came back.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's hard. And so do you think like a lot of your fans are from Akron, or do you have, you know, a good amount of support outside the city?
It's weird. Columbus is my biggest streaming city. It was crazy because I don't even have no connections down there. So I really want to, just from that, I want to go down there and work with artists in Columbus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I just think it's like more so the artists and certain people who do the platforms in our city, maybe they be on the iffy side, but I feel like I get support in my city for sure.
Yeah.
Cause like I say, when I'm out, I mean, people stop me all the time. Like, I mean, something that messed me up a couple months ago, I was going to get some chicken. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, regular. I'm in line at a wing stop. There's girls in there. It's packed in there. Dudes, girls, and all that. Man, a dude seen me and got to rapping. The video I shot here, the Chestoa Calling, it wasn't even out probably a week. Dude really like rapped my verse to me in front of everybody.
That's dope.
Like, I'm looking like this is crazy. Like he ain't care about like having no ego or nothing. He started literally rapping my words to me, like, so that's why I couldn't get on here and say like, oh, my city don't support me. Like, no. Yeah. I just feel like probably the artist is a little weird, and like people who run them platforms or whatever. But no, my city ride with me.
That's what's
up. You know what I'm saying? Because even my companies, it do. Yeah. Even my companies, like both of my companies is city based. So yeah.
Nice. So what do you think is the biggest thing that separates you from other artists in your city or in general?
Definitely my lyrical ability. Ain't nobody, even industry, I don't even feel like dudes on my level in the industry for real, lyrical wise. The biggest thing that I say separate me from everybody, just like my message to the youth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got substance in my music to where I don't have crash out music. Yeah. You know, I'm not a saint or nothing like that, or no angel. You know what I'm saying? Because the aggression's still there. Yeah. And I'm gonna always, you know, it don't matter what you do in life, you always better protect yourself. Right. You know what I'm saying? You better make it home to your family at night. Yeah. But as far as, you know, with my music, I don't talk about selling drugs. I don't talk about doing drugs. You know, I preach more so to get the people, you know, in my environment out of the streets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wish, and I do that because I wish I had an older OG or somebody to tell me that when I was young. Right. Because if I would have knew that I didn't have to sell drugs to get money when I was younger, I probably would have been had bully business and concrete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or something. I would have been had that entrepreneur type of mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I get him, if you listen to my music, you gonna get something out of each song. Like, I don't just rap just cause I think it's something that somebody wanna hear. Like, it don't matter what song I do, I'm gonna have a message in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I really like your music and respect your message behind it, and I like that it's still street music. Like, it's got that street sound. You can tell it's authentic, but you're really pushing a message behind it.
Yeah,
and
yeah, for sure.
that's
Appreciate
dope.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, because, you know, I gotta be realistic. Like, these young dudes, they ain't gonna gravitate towards something, you know what I'm saying, that they don't like.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I'm gonna get my message across, but not being too preachy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm still, you can still be able to kick it, even though I ain't talking about sipping lean, selling drugs, getting pounds in, you know what I'm saying? But still keep them interested.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what it is. Like, I just put a message in there, here and there.
Yeah. And you can check all that out. Chestoa Baby.
Man.
The album.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, you know, a little bit about Chestoa Baby, what the concept is behind that, and, you know, where it came from?
Chestoa Baby is, the street I'm from is Manchester. So one of my older dudes came up with the Chestola word when we was kids. So that's like it's kind of like a nickname for the street.
Yeah.
So Chestoa Baby is just giving people, like, I named it Chestoa Baby, so it was like a reintroduction, because I took off 5 years. So basically putting my story out there, like, even though I'm doing this, I'm still from here. And this is, you know, the environment I came from.
Yeah.
Just basically giving the background of, you know, where I'm from and how I grew up.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was the concept
that.
behind it. I put my mom on there. It's a picture of me, and even in that, like, I take I take my craft serious. So even in my artwork, it was a message in there. Like, you got to really look at it. Like, I got my Brooks Elite in my company.
Yeah.
I got that I got my gear on for that. I'm looking at a picture of me and my mom. I got my dogs, and I got a dog in there.
Everything that means the most to you.
Yeah, the money. Yeah, so yeah, that's the best way to put it. Yeah, everything that make me, make Roselle Dell is in that artwork.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And it's a fire album. Make sure y'all check that out.
Thank you, definitely, man, definitely.
All right, so you got one more bar to pick.
What random thought keeps you up at night that you've never told anyone? When it's all said and done, I will be the greatest of all time.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Every day I think like that.
Yeah.
Every day.
You got to.
Yeah, for sure.
You get to the top. Got to keep that motivation, that fire.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
I believe that. Hell yeah.
For sure.
So, you know, you talked about your mom a little bit, and, you know, your mom recently passed. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, how has that changed your motivation and your drive towards music and your businesses?
The crazy part, like, before she passed away, you know, like most people when they lose their parent, it's like natural causes, or you'll think something like that, or you can watch them get sick. My mom was taken away from me, so it was sudden. But the Chestoa Baby album, I had the actual artwork 2 years before, you know, that even happened. So I had her as my profile pic for 2 years before that even happened. So that
crazy.
was something crazy. but it changed me because I didn't, like my mom she was like my biggest fan, to where sometimes used to get annoying because like I put something on YouTube, she gonna comment a million times.
That's my baby.
Yeah. And I'm real, like I can take people joking on me, I can take people saying, you know what I'm saying? Like I was an athlete, so I got tough skin. You can say something about me all you want to, but you say something about people I love, you know, that's my breaking point.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I say it used to be annoying. Because you know how the internet is, they just do weird stuff, trolling. So anyway, but she was my biggest fan. No matter what I put out, she always told me, like, even as a kid, she told me I was gonna be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what I did, like my mom was real smart. So that's where I got that from. Like, and growing up, I always had straight A's. And like I told you earlier, I always gave it my all, no matter what I was doing. Like, I went to a Division I college basketball. I used to be ranked in the country. I had scholarship offers for basketball and academics. And really all of that came from my mom.
It's crazy.
But I could say with her passing, it changed me with the music as far as emotions. I could say when I lost her, the direction of the current tape that I'm working on, Nightmare on Manchester, it made me change the whole direction of the album, because when that happened, that really was a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it made me show my vulnerable side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about things that I wish I would have said to her more. Things I wish, like things that I planned on doing, I wish I would have sped them up. I wish I would have got the success that I have now in business and with music earlier, so she could enjoy it more. It changed me as far as knowing, don't play with time. Yeah. So don't take time for granted, and go now. Don't stop, like, even with the music, don't keep sitting on music, man, do it now.
Yeah.
You love somebody, tell them now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing before she passed away that I love the fact, like, I talked to her right before she passed away, like, was just crazy. Like, she called the police at 9:22. We got off the phone at 9:08. So literally, I told her, I love you. And probably like 20 minutes later, that happened.
Damn, that's crazy.
So I did
Sorry
love
to
the
hear
fact
that.
yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, you can't get that time back, and that's just, like you said, one of the most important things is, like, don't wait on nothing. It's like things you want to do, you got to go out and get them.
Yeah.
You know, spend the time with the people you love, and you know, you really you know, appreciate those things more after losing somebody. But you know, it's like you can't go back. So, you know, word to the wise, from the wise. You know, like, don't wait.
Yeah, value your time. So that's, you know, musically, that's what that taught me. Like, don't wait and say you're gonna drop this, or man, do it now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The time is now. Like, it's go time. So
no better time than right now.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's the biggest thing it taught me as well.
Yeah. So what else you got coming up? We know you got Nightmare on Manchester. It's gonna be crazy,
man.
You know,
man.
What
right
else you
now,
got?
I got before I dropped, I could have already dropped Nightmare on Manchester, but just like we just talked about, my mom passed away, so that changed the direction.
Yeah.
And it improved it for real. So I'm gonna drop. I got a collab tape that I'm gonna do with my dude Villain Yab. We about to drop probably the best duo album I'ma say ever. Like we going in, so I'm gonna drop that first. It's called Splash Bros.
Okay.
So I'm gonna drop that first, probably the end of this month. And right after I drop that, the very next month I'm coming with Nightmare on Manchester.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm coming with that, and that's gonna be the greatest album of all time, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even like how we touched on about the city underrating, they ain't gonna have a choice but to get this respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, everything that I've heard so far is crazy.
Man,
you know,
appreciate
they
it.
definitely gonna be loving that. So
Man, appreciate it.
yeah, looking forward to the drop of that for sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So anything else you want to plug? Give them your social media.
Oh yeah, Roselle Dell, Instagram, Roselle Dell 330. Brooks right there on Facebook. Most Wanted Bullies Kennel. On the TikTok, that's the only TikTok I got is for my dogs. It goes crazy. I got like, I got more followers on TikTok for my dogs than anything else.
Really?
Yeah, they love
Nice.
my dogs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Most Wanted Bullies Kennel on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow me. Yeah.
Dope. I appreciate you coming today.
Man, I appreciate
It was
y'all
good
having
talking to
me,
you.
man. Yeah, thank you, man.
Make sure
Appreciate
you
it.
check out all of his music. Dope artist. And this has been Bars at Nexus Sound Studio. And that's a wrap.